Hi guys, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact weapon review. Today we're going to take a look at the Flute. I don't know how to pronounce it. Now, it's a sword. It's a 4-star level. It's an independent series, so there are pretty much no, for example, other type of weapon with the same passive or stats, and it can only be obtained by gacha. It has a base attack of 42 that translates to a 510 attack at level 19. This should actually be the highest that a 4 weapon can have, if I remember correctly. And its secondary stats is an attack percent boost that goes up to a 41.3. So overall, it's a pretty decent weapon with a very strong base attack and with a decent secondary stats that give you more damage, pretty much. Because attack percent boosts your total attack, that it's used for the damage calculation formula, so overall it's above to pretty much every type of damage you do. The passive is Chord, and pretty much at refined level 1, when you do a normal shell attacks, you gain an harmonic. Pretty much when you get 5 harmonics, you trigger the power of music and you deal 100% of your attack as damage to surrounding enemies. An harmonic can last up to 30 seconds, so they pretty much last forever because 30 seconds is a lot of time. And you can gain between an harmonic and the other one, pretty much, you need to wait 0.5 seconds. This means that in the best case scenario, you can actually gain 5 harmonic in 2.5 seconds at least. You need to wait at least 2.5 seconds because it's 0.5 for 5. Now, I'm going to show you, because we're gonna steal the gaming video right now, because he actually on the flute, I don't, so I can show you. But if you see right now, there is Kiki, and if you see there are knots that fly around there. These knots are the harmonics, and when you gain 5 harmonics, you deal AOE damage. I don't know if you can see it, but now he's going to gain 5 harmonics, and AOE damage will start. I don't know that you saw it, but was that shockwave around Kiki. So it's a pretty straightforward weapon. You have a decent attack percent, and when you gain 5 harmonics that pretty much are stuck, we can say that you gain when you hit an enemy, you deal 100% of your attack to surrounding enemies. 100% is actually a lot, and this thing actually has no cooldown, like the cooldown of the passive is pretty much the cooldown of it has no cooldown. So you can activate this and then stack again the harmonics. And that's actually very powerful. With each refine, you gain a 25% attack increase on the passive. This means that the AOE damage will do 125, 150, 175, up to a 200 damage. It's actually very high because it's pretty much double your attack. This means that, for example, if you have 1500 attack, when you activate this passive, you will do 3000 damage. And that's actually very strong, even because it's a thing that you can actually stack very fast and often in a fight, so you can actually deal a decent amount of damage. Now, because it's a pretty, we can say, general weapon, because the passive can be applied pretty much by every character, and the stats are good on every character, you could potentially use it on every sword character. Of course, it depends on you, on how you use your character, because, for example, if you use Bennett or you use Kiki just for the elemental skill and for the ultimate burst, so you just use them as full support, you don't use them to fight, this weapon is pretty much useless on them, because the only thing that gain is the attack, the only thing that they probably gain, and it's useful, is the attack percent, simply because if you use them as support, so you don't fight with them, you will never achieve the 5 harmonic stack and the damage, so the passive will be useless. This weapon is of course a decent on, pretty much, or good, we can say, on character that will be your DPS, so that you use them to fight an enemy. Simply because, for example, this could be good in a particular situation, it depends even on your weapon, but this could work on Albedo, this could work on Jean if you use Jean as a DPS, on Bennett it's pretty much used as a support. You could try to use Bennett as a DPS, it's up to you, but I think that the support for him is just better. You could use it on Keia. Keia is actually a pretty decent character, and is the one you gain for free, so you should have him. Of course, with Constellation he became much better, so that's a bit of the problem. But usually if I remember correctly, like it happened very often that Keia was sold in the monthly shop. On Kinging, this could be good because Kinging is a pretty decent DPS. I will say a pretty good DPS, not decent. On Kiki, as I said, you probably use Kiki as a support, so this weapon may not be useful. On the Traveler, it depends if you use the Traveler or not, and what you use the Traveler for. Use the Traveler as support, you use the Traveler as a DPS because you're pretty crazy. This word can work even on the Traveler. And on Xingqiu, this could work too, because he's actually a pretty decent character and even strong. His stat that, if I remember correctly, it's a bit hard to get because you can now get only from the normal banners, so it's a bit hard. Like the other one are a bit easy to get because we added a battle banner. Jin could be a bit hard to get. Kaya was free. Kigging, it's actually a bit hard to get. But I say this weapon can actually work on pretty much every character. It depends on you want to play, on how you play and what you use your character for. If you use a character for a support role, this weapon is of course not good. If you use the character, I don't know, even 5 attacks in just to proc the passive, it will be good. Of course, with this weapon you probably want to have a decent attack percent, a decent total attack, simply because having a decent total attack will of course boost the damage of the passive. So of course, this doesn't mean that you need to focus all in attack, but for example with Ascend of Ion, you could probably go with attack percent instead of, I don't know, of elemental energy. Or even with an artifact set, you could try to go with, I don't know, Gladiator Final just to get 18%. It's up to you, and what you prefer. But this is pretty much all for the Flute. It's a pretty simple weapon. It doesn't actually need a very heavy explanation. Let me know what you think of this weapon, and if you have it, on what character you use it on. And see ya on the next video.